Hi, third grade! We are going to be doing some fall-themed mandalas. Now, mandala is a Sanskrit word, and it just means circle. Circle is one of the most recognized shapes. We see them everywhere. The sun is round, the moon is round, everything's round, right? Everybody recognizes a circle. Well, mandalas are usually always symmetrical, radial symmetrical. The shot can't talk, y'all. So everything radiates out from the center. But if you look at this design, I have these two leaves across from each other, and these two leaves are across from each other, as well as these acorns. Those are a symmetrical design. Here's another one that I did with leaves and apples. What other symbols can we think of for fall besides leaves and apples? Let's see. What about a pumpkin? Right? Excuse me. There's an apple. Different kinds of leaves. Maybe a plain leaf. More of a maple looking leaf like I did. It doesn't have to even look like a real leaf because I don't even think my leaf looks like a real leaf. Oh my gosh, Miss Shock needs to practice her art. And then that has a leaf that goes down like that. What about like spooky stuff like a ghosty? Ooh. Maybe an acorn. If you want to get spooky again, you could do like a gravestone, right? R.I.P. Mrs. Shock. You can come up with many different types of symbols for fall. I'm going to let you guys come up with some of your own ideas, but you can use some of mine as well. So, for this project, you're going to need a piece of paper, and you're going to need something round to trace. Now, I have circle stencils in my classroom, but maybe you guys don't have circle stencils. Maybe you can find a piece of Tupperware that's round, or a plate. I'm pretty sure that there's something in your house that's round that you can trace. Plates, unless you have square plates, then we are going to have to find something round. But for this part, all you're going to do is place whatever you can find that is round on your paper, hold it firmly with your hand that you're not going to write with, and then trace that circle. Don't let your pencil go under your stencil. There's my big old circle. Okay, now we're going to divide it into 8. So, I'm going to start with one line across the middle. Don't worry if it's not perfect, you guys. I don't expect perfection, just your personal best. Then I'm going to do one straight down. Now I've got 4 pizza pie slices. How do I get 8? Divide these in half. So I'm going to do one more set of lines this way. Whoop. And one going this way. Make sure they go through the center point to create that radial design. Alright, now you can create a mandala using the same thing in each part of each pie piece, 8, or you could do one big piece. So for instance, I could do one leaf right along the middle of these 2 pieces right here, right? So there's my leaf down the middle. So if I put one here and it has to be symmetrical, that means my other one has to go down here. Now, if you wanted to make sure that you were going to have the same size leaf every time, you could make yourself a stencil. All you need for a stencil is a thicker piece of paper, like maybe cardstock, or even like an old cereal box, a piece of cardboard. I made these stencils out of a thicker piece of white paper. So what I can do is I can trace that leaf and then I can move it and that way I am sure that I have the same design every time. Easy peasy. Or you could do what I was doing and just free draw it without worrying about that stencil. That's up to you. I know some of you are perfectionists like Mrs. Shock. So if I have 2 leaves here and I still have this space to fill on these 2 sides, so I'm going to turn my paper and I'm going to draw 2 more leaves. Remember to draw light until you get it right, and then we'll make it darker with a marker. Okay, and then do this last leaf. So now we've got 4 leaves that are symmetrical. Again, you don't have to do it on those lines. You could put it in these spaces too, but that means you would have to put 1 leaf here and 1 across from it, and then you would do 1 in each pie piece, so there would be 8. So you could do 8 of the same design or 4. But inside these other spaces is where I need to start adding some other details. So if I'm going to put a curved line here, I've got to put another one here, and here, and here, and keep going around, and around, and around. Okay. And then, maybe for the next part, something more triangular. You'll notice that my design is repeating. It's radiating out from the center. That's why we call it radial symmetry. Radial means round, just like mandala means circle. Are you kidding? Are you catching the theme here? Circles, circles. I definitely want to erase that line out of the center of my leaf while I remember. Okay. And then I'm going to just keep going and creating a design that radiates out from the center. Remembering that whatever I do in this pie piece has to continue to be copied across the rest of the pieces. Okay, I've got my mandala all planned out. Now, if I wanted to, I could go in and erase these straight lines that I drew earlier if I don't want to see them. So maybe I'll just go back in and turn that into one piece, and then I'll delete this line. Just do my finishing touches. I still want to keep my circle line on the outside, but now I'm going to go in with a Sharpie and I'm going to trace over my designs. Okay, now that I've traced everything with Sharpie, I can go back with my eraser and take out all those pencil lines that I can still see. Call this a finishing move. Okay, now that I've got my symbols of fall, I got some leaves and some acorns. I've got radial symmetry. If I sliced it in half, it would look the same on both sides, no matter how I sliced it. So now you can use whatever you have to color, whether that's crayons, or markers, or color pencils, or paint. If you have paint at home, you can totally use paint as well. If you only have Crayola markers, you can use black marker, and you can use crayon or color pencil to fill that in. I'm going to color, and then you will see the finished product. There you go. This is Miss Shock's fall mandala. Now, yours might not be as fancy as mine, but that's totally fine. What I'm looking for in your mandala, I am looking for symmetry. That means if I cut something in half, will it be the same on both sides? I'm looking for some elements of fall. I have some leaves and some acorns and some sunflowers. I am looking to see if you do your best work. I want to see you get rid of all that white space in your coloring, and I can't wait to see the mandalas that you make for me. Alright guys, until next week, be safe, and I miss you.